I don't feel like that was my best version that got beat. I definitely don't feel that way, but you know, losing is still frustrating. I think about it a lot. I felt embarrassed, honestly. I felt this embarrassment of like I lost. You know, I think I was preparing to win the Olympics, and I think he was preparing to beat me. And at the World Championships, he was still preparing to beat me, and I just didn't have the same desire to win that I had prior to that. And it took me a while to get that back. You know, to be honest with you, it was, you know, my wife and I had very serious conversations about, do I want to do this anymore? Do I want to train anymore? Do I want to wrestle? I love wrestling. I'm not ending my career on losing when I wasn't my best version. Not doing that. Get warmed up and get to work. So we're down here in Florida. I just joined the Live Train team, and we're producing a lot of content right now. It's also, I'm 16 weeks out from my next competition, so this is really my first week training. So it's been a busy couple of days. I got down here, you know, we've been filming a lot of content, technique, day in the life, documentary stuff. We're going to be producing all this awesome footage, you know, coming soon. But also while I'm down here, getting into training, right, maintaining my training. So it's been a good mix, good integration of doing both. Right now we're here at American Top Team, beautiful facility. I'm going to get a good workout in today. I'm going to be in some pain, but it's good. It's good. It's good. All part of the process. So a wrestler's burpee, right? You're in your stance, you're moving, right? The whole period of time, however long that time is, you're gonna sprawl, you're gonna circle up, you're gonna jump, and you're right back in your stance. During that period of time, it's gonna replicate what it's like when you're battling in a match. So I look at it this way, I got a 16-week training camp, 16 weeks until Final X. You know, I'm already in the final of the Final X, so I'm wrestling one person, the best 2 out of 3 format. That's what's next. You know, as you guys can tell, like, I'm a very goal-oriented person. When I put my mind to something, I'm gonna go do it, I'm gonna achieve it. So, you know, I got my mind right, it's ready to train, you know, it's ready to get back in that grind and train like I've never won anything before. You know, and like, there's gonna be days that are gonna suck. You know, there's gonna be days that are gonna hurt really bad, but I just gotta push through that. You know, it's not about what you've done, it's about what you wanna do. So, you know, you kinda love it. You know, you kinda embrace the hurt, and you know, you just think about, you know, that moment when your hands raised, and it means all that much more, you know, when you know you have to skip any steps, so. Finished up, do a little workout. It feels great afterwards, and it sucks for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, whatever when you're in it, but I mean, that fatigue, you know, definitely you learn to kind of appreciate that. Lets you wrestle harder, lets you wrestle more free, lets you train harder, train more free, you know, because you can push yourself. And it's nice being down here because you've got a lot of resources, so, you know, a lot of different modalities, you know, being around different people, mixing it up, you know, like being around some of these like the MMA guys, and learning from them, you know, in their training, and, you know, talking with them about, you know, what it takes. You know, this gym produces lots of champions. We're gonna go to another gym this week. You know, it produces lots of champions. So I just think that champion mindset is exciting and contagious, and you can always learn. So, you know, looking forward to some more good training, and it'll be fun. All right, so today's my last day down here in Florida. Today's would be my recovery day, right? So we talked about how just blending this, and I think it's been a unique trip because I've been able to get a lot of content, you know, as we're developing all these different things that we're doing with the technique and the Docuseries, but also still integrating my training. So, you know, today would be my recovery day, and Mike Barwis actually and Sanford MMA, they made their facility available today. I
a lot of wrestling ties here, and they got a really nice recovery room. So we're gonna be able to go and utilize some of their modalities, some hot cold tubs and things like that, which is nice because that's something I would usually do on my recovery day before heading out of here. So looking forward to making this my last productive day here, and just really generous to have people that are willing to lend a hand and help you out along the journey.
Where are you from, brother?
I'm from Pennsylvania. Yeah, State College. I think, as athletes, something that's really changed, I think, in the last, 10 years is just the importance of recovery. And I think a lot of times it's just like grind all the time. You got to work out all the time, and you do. You definitely have to put the time in and the work in. You can't just do recovery all the time and not train. Obviously, you won't get any better. But when you're training hard, your body gets beat down. You gotta keep it fresh. Your body is your tool. If you think your body is a high-end sports car, you gotta treat it that way.
This has been a lifelong journey. It's been this all-in commitment for so long, and it's like, is this the end of the road for me? And as I took time off, it was like really questioning, like, what is next? All that, because everything hits you. You're coming down. You're completely down from the Olympics. It's like everything did from the Olympics, and it was like this blemish. It's like what I felt like. And I think it got to the point where like, okay, well, do you want to wrestle? You not want to wrestle? Yeah, I want to wrestle. Okay. Then you need to put time into training. You need to put time into like getting back to what you feel like makes you best. And so my wife is such a great support system. My coaches, same thing. Like no one's like, hey, you need to wrestle. Or, no, we support whatever. You've done everything that you wanted to do. You set out to do these things. You've achieved those things. So you got to decide. Like obviously anything you do, like no one's gonna say anything one way or the other. And I think one of those things is like, well, you're doing it now not because you feel like you have to. You're doing it because you want to.
Yeah, so today I'm just lacing up one of my favorite pair of shoes, the David Taylors. I wear it, most of the time I wear these during competition because I just love the way they feel, and they're black and white, so they go with everything. First time I met David Taylor, oh my goodness, okay, so I used to be I still am, one of the biggest David Taylor fans. It was like, I think 2014 or 2015, we wrestled at the US Open together. He didn't know me, I knew him. And I asked him to take a picture, and he didn't seem like he wanted to because he had just got off the mat, but he was so nice and he did it anyway. That was so nice of him. After that, I was like, I'm forever a fan. And then we became friends.
Now you're hip by I'm thinking big step turn. Now you're down by a point. All right, now you're down by a point. Just get through it. So this is yep, and now get your chest into me. Under my arm. Yep. You see how you're taking me back? What do you see the differences in his and mine?